We received a letter about an out-of-work teacher who had sold some of his beloved Yankee collectibles in order to help pay for the college tuition of one of his former students. He was running out of money, and his former student was running out of options. So Brandon Steiner decided to pay him a surprise visit at his apartment in New Rochelle, New York, and provide him with an incredible Steiner hookup.
Well, Tony, I know you hit a couple snags here, some hard times, but I wanted to read a quick letter that someone wrote to me. I'd like to nominate my friend Tony Apuzzi for the Steiner hookup. Tony's a teacher that lost his job about a year ago. He has been unemployed ever since. Before he lost his job, he promised one of his students that he would help pay for her to go to school. Her family is unable to pay for her tuition to go to school. In order to keep his promise, Tony has had to sell numerous pieces of memorabilia, Yankee memorabilia. It includes balls, signed 1998, 2000 Yankee championship teams, and all the other signed Hall of Famers, 18 of them actually. I know it killed him to part with some of these, but in order to keep Jocelyn in college, it was worth it. Now, with another semester of tuition due, he's forced to give up his health insurance and to make sure she remains in school. If anyone is worthy of a hookup, it's my friend Tony. Well, I'm here today.
Wow.
I actually brought a few pieces of memorabilia for you to replace some of the memorabilia that you're missing.
Thank you.
And actually, I brought a friend of mine with me here to actually help you with a couple things.
Oh my God.
How are you, Tony?
Mariano, how are you?
I'm great,
Blessed. You guys come inside.
As soon as Tony let us in, it became obvious that he cared greatly about two things: sports memorabilia and Giselle, his former student that he now thinks of as his own daughter.
What were you thinking about when you helped this young lady as far as helping her go to college?
I spent a lot of time working with court-adjudicated gang-related kids. A lot of those kids have been through very difficult times in their lives and very difficult situations. And, you know, when I look at Giselle, you know, her situation is probably a lot worse than most of the kids that I worked with. And for her to stay away from drugs and stay away from alcohol and really stay focused on her education, you know, was something that I really respected.
Well, I guess the question is, I mean, you know, especially being laid off a year and obviously the teaching thing coming to a little bit of a pause, what have you got to do now to get her and keep her in school?
I had to sell some of my memorabilia.
And that's tough, that's your passion.
I tell you, know what, I'll be honest with you, a lot of the pieces that I sold, the monetary value was nothing, it was a sentimental value, but I would sell my entire collection if it meant keeping her in school. I have no problem with that.
You know, we hear all the that you have doing and let off on school and all that. So we wanted to help, you know, in the Mariano Rivera Foundation. I mean, wanted to present you Dave for a little help, you know, so we can.
So here's a $6,000 check for you. And also we're going to do a small little auction for her to help pay for some of her incidentals, which we'll do on SteinerSports.com, which Mariano is going to sign a couple items as part of that auction as well.
That's incredible.
Help, definitely.
That is really incredible. I don't even know what to say right now. I'm just like, my heart's like racing right now. I don't know what to say. Thank you very much. I know she's going to appreciate it very much. And this is just a little too overwhelming right now.
It's great, man. It's what you do is tremendous. You know, the promise that you made to this girl is tremendous, and we want to help you to fulfill that promise.
God, I'm like, I'm trying to like hold back some tears right now, man.
No, it's good. It's all good, brother. It's all good.
Giselle was in school when we surprised Tony, so she met us later at Steiner Sports offices, where she shared with us her story. It's a Bronx tale of hardship and determination.
My father, he left when I was a child. And my mother, she was just a drug addict, and she just didn't take care of me. So my grandmother took custody of me when I was a baby, and my grandfather. So it was like basically my grandmother was my mother and my grandfather was my father.
Giselle's grandmother only spoke Spanish, so she relied heavily on her grandfather for most things.
He was like a father to me. We used to always watch these like ER channel like shows that was dealing with doctors and surgery, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, I want to try that. So he was like, if you keep your mind straight and you focus and, you do really well in school, when you finish school and you go to college, then you can become a doctor.
Growing up in certain areas of the South Bronx means you have to stay focused and have determination to make it. Many never do.
There's always violence and drugs all over the place, everywhere you go. There was one time I was going home, and as soon as I stepped in front of the building, there was a shootout. And there was like a boy that actually went to school with me, and he was laying down on the floor, and he was dead.
Giselle lost her parents at an early age, and then at the 6th grade, she lost the man who meant the most to her. No one ever told her that her grandfather had been slowly dying of liver failure until one day when she came home.
Everyone was like tearing, and it came to me, and I'm like, what's going on? And then they told me, oh, he's in a better place now. He's in heaven. And I mean, I understand when someone's in heaven, they dead. But at the time, I didn't know that he was dying, so it didn't hit me that he died. That's how I found out.
And that's about the time when Tony Apuzzi entered into Giselle's life, exactly when he was needed most.
We had so many teachers, and it's like none of the teachers could control the class. Until he came in, everyone was settled, and we actually listened to him. I don't know why. And I don't know, ever since then, the majority of the class felt so comfortable with him, and also speaking to him about just anything. And he also gave us reinforcements and also tickets to go to see the Yankees game. Ever since then, we still kept in contact with him, and he would still take us to the games.
And one of the reasons why I relate to her so much is I understand, where she's coming from. I understand where she is right now. And I didn't really have any, role models when I was growing up. It was just basically me. And I knew what a toll that took on me growing up. And she had so much potential that I didn't want to see what happened to me happen to her. I always tell you stay focused on just doing your studying, and I'll worry about everything else.
Having Tony in her life means a great deal to Giselle. He's someone who can help guide her through life the way her grandfather had. And even though it's been 10 years since he passed, Giselle feels like her grandfather is watching over her. He still speaks to her in her dreams.
The last dream that I had was on my birthday. And he told me, I feel so bad because I don't have a gift for you for your birthday. Everyone is getting you something for your birthday, and I don't have anything to give you. And I told him, in my dream, I told him, I don't want anything. I just want you to be here for me and just help me. Just help me get through, life. I just thought about the dream, and maybe this is what, he wanted.
I'm joined by Brandon Steiner. Brandon, this was a great thing you did for these people.
Well, first of all, I just want to thank Mariano Rivera. I mean, it's just so nice of him to give up. It was a whole day of time. We're sneaking up a staircase, sneaking in a building. I mean, just amazing, his tolerance. But, he's committed, and I've learned so much from him about just trying to help people. And sometimes it's a small situation, whether the cameras are on or not. In this particular case, I just love the fact of how much of a reach it was for Tony to keep his commitment, keep his word, to help Giselle. And, it's just nice to know. I mean, she's not going to be going to the School of New Rochelle, the College of New Rochelle. She's going to be going to a CUNY school. But I just love the fact that we're going to be able to support her, maybe eventually get to her grandfather's dream, which is her becoming a doctor. But I think the overall feeling for the show just sprints right into 2011 with some great hookups. It's going to be amazing. 2 of them we already have planned, and they take several months, and they're huge surprise hookups that we're planning on. And we just look forward to a lot more hookups in 2011. This one was just probably one of my favorites, though.
it seems they get better and better each time. And then the fact that you see a teacher and a student in that relationship, maybe that leads other teachers and students to recognize what they can do as too. But it's just amazing what you're able to do.
Yeah, I mean, I was that kid one day, and you know, I had teachers and people help me, kind of similar to Tony helped Giselle, and I'm hoping that lots of people kind of pick up on the show, and maybe they just want to help one person. It doesn't matter the amount of money. A lot of times, just the love, the time, the attention that really matter the most.